I'm Jim Alsup. Been teaching for 20 years now. Been here at Decatur, advisor for Decatur FFA. Been here for 8 years. Before that, taught in a tremendous school district, also Cal Allen in South Texas, and I said been teaching for 20 years. When I was a child, I guess the words "I can't" was not allowed in my house. Every time that I don't know if I can do that. That wasn't an option. There's probably a lot of people that don't know my beginnings of life, and it's probably something that I don't talk a whole lot about. I was born with cerebral palsy, and probably at the time of my young childhood, my parents were afraid that I wasn't even going to be able to walk. Growing up through our FFA program in New Mexico and having a tremendous ag teacher as Mr. Comerford was probably is why I'm a teacher today. He drove me to probably do anything that I wanted to do. He encouraged us as members every day to make the day count, accomplish something every day. I can still hear him say that. And when I graduated and became a state officer, there wasn't an option. I was going to be a teacher, and however and whatever and that it took to become one. That's what I wanted.
I'm Cindy Bauder, and I'm assistant principal at Decatur High School. I had heard that the FFA program here was very strong before I even met Jim, and when I met him, I could see immediately why that was true. And I can't remember if I knew. I think I knew before I met him that he had some challenges to overcome. I couldn't even see him when I met him. Had no idea. For 3 years, I've been Jim's evaluator as a principal, and I get to watch him in the classroom setting specifically for the purpose of how he interacts with students and what he teaches. And in the classroom and in the lab settings, in the greenhouse and the ag barn or out in shows, he's always working with kids, very hands-on, very polite, teaching. He constantly teaches, and no matter what the conversation is, he's showing them how to do something differently, but he's very polite and creates a great environment for the kids and has a wonderful rapport. They can ask questions. He gives them independence to do things, and then he'll come back and check on them and make sure that they're being successful in whatever he's asked them to do.
One of my favorite things about Alsup is, and I share it with my other students sometimes, is his resilience. He gets out of bed, no matter what happens the day before. He comes to work in the morning and he's excited about being there. He's excited about seeing young people. No matter what happened yesterday, he's excited about being at school. He's anxious to share his passion with other young people, and our kids feed off that.
He's just so, I guess, encouraging. Like no matter, even if you don't do your best, or you are really disappointed because something didn't go like you expected, he always looks on the positive side of things, and he always lifts your spirits.
He's a picture of optimism. A lot of people in his same shoes may not get out of bed and go to work, would ask for somebody to feel sorry for him. That's not his game. He comes in and he lives by examples. He says, look, kiddos, anything's possible if you set your mind to it.
Because of Mr. Alsup's cerebral palsy, sometimes his body fails him and he'll fall in the classroom or in the shop. And he just gets up, laughs about it. The kids know, they're very concerned, but he just gets up and moves on and takes his situation in stride and never lets it slow him down or be an obstacle that he can't overcome.
He jumps up, he dusts himself off, and away he goes, and typically makes jokes about it. Well, I tripped on a line, or a grasshopper got me, or something like that.
And I think that provides the kids a lot of inspiration and a lot of respect for him as a teacher in the classroom.
He's the most optimistic person I know when it comes to education.
I truly do believe as an adult now that anything that a youth FFA member, a student, my children, anything that they want to do, they can. Any means they need to make it happen.
Mr. Alsup has inspired me. He showed me areas that I can do well in, and when I do well in them, he always like comes up and hugs me and is so proud of me, and so it inspires me to do better. Like he's like one of the main people I come to when something good happens, because he's always just so excited for me.
One of my greatest feelings as a ag teacher is just to see the joy of members when they win a competition or when they succeed at something that they have truly been working at for a year or two or even 6 months. And just being able to enjoy a moment with them, even though it's just a moment, the feeling lasts for years. I can still remember as my second year teaching and winning the state horse evaluation contest in Lubbock, and I still think about it. I still know those 4 kids, and we're still in touch.
I know we made Mr. Alsup proud whenever we won state and horse evaluation, because his deal was always flowers, and I mean that wasn't his comfortable place, was horse judging, but he taught, I mean we had practices every week, and I knew he told us when we went in, he's like, okay, let's go win this thing. And so when we got to awards and second place team was called, and then his face lit up, and we knew that we had won state, and we knew that we had made him really proud. He got really excited.
He wasn't excited for his own personal goals and success. He was excited because our students were successful, and that's kind of unique. He's excited about student success as he is his own success.
It keeps me going when I know that there's youngsters, FFA members waiting at the ag building because they want to jump in that ag truck or they want to open up, an FFA manual, and they want to learn a little bit more. And they want to go to conventions, they want to go to contests, they want to go to stock shows, and by gosh, if they want to go, let's go. and that's what keeps me going. And I do wish that the 130 kids I see a day, wanted to do the same thing, but it's those top 30, 40 kids that just love what the blue and gold does. That keeps me going as a teacher, mentor, advisor, coach. I've been called all kinds of things, but that's what makes me love my job.
He's very, very passionate about what he does, and it rubs off on the kids.
One thing I always wanted to tell Alsup or make sure he knows is that his students are so grateful for him, and sometimes he may think that we take him for granted, and we may, but he is such an awesome teacher, and if it wasn't for him, the stuff that I've accomplished in high school, I wouldn't have gone as far or even had them, because he's helped me so much, and I want to make sure he knows that we're all thankful for him.